Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So if you're returning from episode 1 or 2, thank you for being part of this growing little corner of the internet. And if this is your first time here, I'm really glad you're tuning in. Last week's video was packed with some great community submitted tickers, and the response has been awesome. So huge thanks to all of you who keep submitting tickers on Blossom Social and supporting the journey. Also, in 1 week, we just crossed 70 followers. So thank you for those 20 people who followed. Um, yeah, it's thank you for following along and sharing this experience with me. Every bit of support really means a lot. So yeah, this Tuesday, we had a fewer ticker submissions than usual. I'm not sure why. Maybe everyone's taking it slow this week, or maybe this format is still growing on people. But yeah, I even posted, I need two more tickers. And thank you, Michael, for, sending these stickers. But yeah, not much happening over there. So is this something you want to keep seeing more of? Let me know in the comments or on Blossom. Your feedback really helps shape what this becomes. So yeah, before we dive into this week's stickers, we'll just take a quick look at what came out of last week's stickers. The buy sell signals and how they played out over the past few days. So yeah, this is part of the video, and you had these public signals put out there for ABCL Hood, Johnson and Johnson, QS, and Shield. So for ABCL, we actually had a winner, and I posted this on Blossom too. So thank you, Justin, for the submission. Whoever followed that signal, they got 20%, and it just shows how good the strategy is at picking up signals before they skyrocket. So coming to the chart, we have ABCL over here. So we already had a strong buy signal that was up 80%, would have been up more than 100%. But yeah, when the signal came out, you would have been up 20%, which was good. Hood, the stop buy didn't fulfill. Johnson and Johnson, same. Actually, no, not the same. So we do have an open strong buy, which is up 9%, and the buy from the video would have been up 1%. QS again did not fulfill, and Shield also did not fulfill. So yeah, some really I guess interesting and boring price action this week. A couple of our signals, or one of our signals, triggered. A few others are still in the setup zone, and a couple are just waiting. So, doing that patient investor thing where we just wait for when the stock will move in our direction. So, if you're following any of these tickers we covered last week and want to keep getting updated scans on them, or even the ones that didn't have a signal from last week's video, you can always request a fresh scan of any stock. Just go to our website, and you can purchase, a one-time scan of the stock. So it's a great way to stay up to date without waiting for the next, video. And obviously, we don't scan the stocks every week. And speaking about, you know, the price per scan, we actually put out this post as well. Someone asked us to scan open. They got it at the right time, which was, just a couple of weeks ago. They bought it at 62 cents. They were up $4, so that's 600%. And so in that post, we asked, what's the value of a stock signal? And I was kind of surprised. I thought $5 would would get the most, but actually it was $15, and the $5 was runner up, and obviously I chose $25. But yeah, so based on that, if you go to our website, we updated our plans. You can get a scan for $5 a ticker, and then obviously we made a couple of monthly subscriptions as well. This is just a one-time purchase that you can do, whenever you want. And then if you need help understanding any of this, just check out our FAQ. I might go over this at the end of the video, but it kind of explains what every purchase does. And you get basically, the same reports that we're looking at the video right now. So yeah, coming back Actually, sorry, before I jump in, I just want to quickly share a new milestone hit or a new highlight. So our the Valor Fund just closing up this year because we started about a year ago. We crossed 32%, which is an all-time high, and we beat almost every benchmark or major benchmark that's out there. So that's the Nasdaq, the S&P 500, the total market, and the Russell 2000. And obviously we had volatile periods. We had the pullback in April, but our system stayed resilient. It stayed actually above most of the drops as well, which was nice. And we recovered quicker and much faster and pulled higher than all the other benchmarks. Um, and so we got a lot of requests because we only do US equities right now, and people are asking, can you do Canadian ones? So the TSX, and even we have customers in Europe, in London. So they were asking, can you do London stock exchange tickers as well? So right now our data package only covers US, but we're working on getting Canadian and uh, Europe stocks in there as well. So, we're not here to beat Wall Street. We're just building something better with structure, discipline, and signals backed by data, and obviously a lot of patience. But it just shows that, this is something that is held up for a year. Obviously, that's not much data in the grand scheme of things, but we're hoping for a better and good setup and looking for 5 years worth of data and see how that holds up. So again, thank you for being part of this journey. And just a side note, this all these buys and sells that happen are are happening in our Valor core group. And so it's basically just our picks. And we scan and provide weekly updates for all that. And we provide, the performance tracking. So that's our Valor core. And so that portfolio is what crossed an all-time high, and it's been going on from June of last year. All right, coming to the heart of the video, the 10 tickers that you've all been waiting for. So let's start with UNH, United Health. Obviously, this stock has been, I'll just get you a bigger view of it, has been depressed quite a bit, sorry. And also massive drops, within just a couple of weeks. And so it is getting interesting right now. I would be looking more when it's hitting close to 2020 lows and see what happens over there. And obviously, we had a lot of sideways action, and since we're only looking 200 bars back, we get a lot of losses. We do get one strong buy. Again, all these are strong buys. We get one strong buy, which was up 20%. So for United Health, I'm watching this one more closely just because it's a big stock. And yeah, let's see where this goes. The next one, Viking Therapeutics. This one was a pretty amazing stock. It actually hit the max that my strategy could even, obviously I could change it, but once it crosses 900%, we just even ignore it because I'm like, yeah, when do you even get 900% all the time? But so we did get a strong buy in 2022 of June. Uh, it would have been 900% from there in Feb of 2024. And if you missed that one, the strategy picked up another buy in 2023 of November, and all the way up here, you would have got to 700% in Feb of 2024. And we actually do have a strong buy that's open, and the signal was as off of 7 July. So whoever submitted this, sucks that, the ticker didn't come in the first video, otherwise it would have shown up in the strong buy. But as of now, we're up 12%, and we're curious where it will retrace back to. But yeah, interesting stock and really good performance in the past. CCO, this one, again, as mentioned, we don't do TSX or Canadian stock, so I'm not sure if you meant CCO on the TSX or CCO on the US, but either way, this stock has been in sideways trading action from 2022, which is a very long time. So obviously, as expected, you don't get much movement. So we did have one loss in terms of a strong buy, and you had two gains in terms of a strong buy, which were 40 and 50% respectively. So you could have played this couple of ways. Either just held this and ride it all the way till the loss, or you could have dollar cost averaged over here and got out here and then done the other buy, done 50% there. So this one, I'm not too sure where it'll go because there's been a lot of action. I would see if it can break these highs. If it breaks these lows, that's probably heading down for more lows. PNG, again, sorry, this is a TSX stock. Kraken Robotics, I guess is the name of the stock. So unfortunately, we couldn't scan this stock, but I would probably bet 90% sure that my strategy would have picked up something because this is what it's designed to pick up and would have got that insane run of whatever this is. Um, yeah, that's a 700% run. So that's a pretty good stock. I wouldn't be buying it right now. It's pretty stretched. Maybe wait for a pullback and then see if we can get a buy in there. Grab. This one, not a lot of strong buys, just two. One that came out in 21, you would have been up 50% here, and then another smaller one in 22 and up 30%. I was curious, obviously we didn't get a strong buy here, but did we get a normal buy? And yes, we did. At 370, you would have been up 54% if you rode it all the way to the max. But yeah, this was another stock that was fairly decent. RGTI. This one was pretty amazing in terms of the normal buys, but let's just go over the strong buys. So you again had a strong buy in 23, up 30%, and then no strong buys at all. So even with all this stretch. So again, curious if my strategy was picking up on the normal buys, and yes, it did. In 23 of May, we would have got a 200% run, which was pretty amazing. And then this one, which was October 2024, if I can just get this zoomed in. So yeah, you would have got a signal of $1.19, and then again another one $1.38 and $1.62. So all nice buy options before even the gap up. And then if you did ride this buy, which would have been freaking amazing, but it would have been 1700%, which is just wow. Do we have any signals right now? Let's see when we just go over all the stocks. But yeah, this is an insanely stretched stock as well. Blink Charging. So this one was a big name in 2020. I remember everyone was talking about this stock. Huge, huge run up, but massive pull, massive drawdown. And we only have one open strong buy actually, and it came out in June of 25, so just a month ago, and we're up 40%. I believe this would have been up okay, no, it wouldn't have been up 50%, but yeah, at your 30% buy, you would have sold 50% of your portfolio, which would have been a nice, whatever gain you got over there. And yeah, so that's up 41% as of now. Do we get in or not? We'll see. SOUN, again, this was an insanely stretched stock, insane gains, but we got a strong buy signal in 2022 that would have been up 900%. If you missed that, well, you got another signal in 24 of February. You would have been up another 900% of 24. So no open strong buys or Yeah, I guess I didn't look at normal buys, but yeah. XIT, again, sorry, this is a Canadian stock, so I wasn't able to run it, and it looks like it's an ETF. ZGD, it's the same. It's Canadian, sorry, won't be able to run that. CIF, I didn't bother running this because again, it's in a sideways trading action, so I would I would expect a bunch of losses, maybe some gains. I would be more interested of when it breaks this little box, either up or down, to see which way, how it would react. HFIN, again, sorry, this is a Canadian stock. I won't be able to scan it. So yeah, coming now to, did we actually get a signal for this week? So yes, we did. We got a signal on Blink, Grab, SOUN, and Viking Therapeutic. So obviously we know that these three were insane gains in the past, and Blink charging is, not too sure. But I also was curious what the P&L report said of how did these stocks actually do over the entire 200 bars or 200 weeks from this week. And so yeah, Blink did quite well, 731%. Your max return, 341 for your strong buys, max return, which is pretty good. Your win ratios are also pretty high, 62 and 65. We've done 49 trades, and so that's a lot of trades. But Grab, even though we did have those insane runs, I was surprised. So we actually had quite a few losses with Grab. And your max return, when you sum all of it, you're only left with 4%, which is kind of sucky. I mean, you do get an 80% for your strong buy. We've only done 2 strong buys as per the strategy, and 100% of them won. And SOUN, obviously amazing. Viking Therapeutic, it's just crazy. 1,600 and 1,200% on both the buy and the strong buy. 57, 70. So you're winning more than you're losing. But yeah, those are pretty insane numbers. So I'd be for this week's signal in terms of Grab, I'd just be wary on that one. I would think maybe the stock's too volatile, and it's just swinging up and down quite a bit. But yeah, those are your signals for this week. Let's see if something plays out. Um, and so I'll just switch back to ooh, I just wanted to go and show you guys. We put out a public strong buy on Lessel, and you know, it's one of our customers asked us to scan a stock for Lessel. We got a strong buy, so I was curious where this would go. Lessel has been depressed quite a bit. If I can pull it up. Yeah, so Lessel is obviously, you can see it's been depressed quite a bit. But what was interesting is, in all these green weeks, we've never seen a week that in that one week it's up 52%. Sorry, 50%, which is pretty amazing. So there's definitely a change of momentum, change of direction. And so our strong buy is obviously at the top of that, so zero point 0.6 something, whatever the high of this is. And so yeah, I'm curious where this stock would go. We've seen a lot of, if I just pull this up over here, a lot of insider buying. And the analysts still remain neutral, but you have a massive jump in EPS. At least that's what they're expecting. So even if we do this buy and it retraces back to past the $1 region, that's still a 60% gain, which is kind of nice. I mean, I would think that if it's able to break this high, then it's free game, and then it's just gonna start rebuilding to wherever we found consolidation, which would be probably somewhere over here. Somewhere over here is where we found consolidation. So that again, that's a 300% run. We're only putting 3 to 5% of our portfolio in that, so let's see how that goes. And then the other one that we did a public, I guess, signal on was Webull. $15 is where we are sitting at. It did have a really good day in this past week where I think it was up like 17. So if I just go on the daily, yeah, so you had a nice, like, 16% day, another 17% day, and then it's just retrace back. I'm curious to see how it's going to react to this this high is of where we actually put our buy as well, whether it's going to act as a good support. If it does, then I'm really curious where this stock would go, because it's free game from here. So yeah, those are our two public signals, I guess, that's out there. And yeah, check out our plans and pricing. And then let me know in the comments if you want me to go and explain, all the pricing over here. What do you get? But yeah, so thanks again for watching, for submitting your tickers, and for being part of this growing community. I really appreciate each and every one of you. So yeah, make sure you drop your tickers for next week when I post in Blossom for Ticker Tuesday post. I'll keep working through them 10 at a time every Friday, and if there's any other extra stuff, I'll keep you posted. So until then, see you in the next video. Stay patient, stay data driven, and stay invested.